Welcome back to FM Storey. We are well into the second half of our final season with Motherwell. We ended the last episode at the end of the January transfer window, and things are going pretty well so far this season. Champions League wise, we finished second in the league phase, obviously made it through to the round of 16, which is coming up later on in this episode. We've already won the UEFA Super Cup, we've already won the Scottish League Cup, and we're still in the Scottish Cup. And then as far as the league is concerned, with 14 games left to play, we are 17 points clear at the top of the table. So there is a pretty decent chance that we'll be able to secure our 10th league title in a row before we finish this episode. So without further ado, let's get into the action. Since the end of the last episode, things have largely continued on from where we left off. As you can see, it's now time for the second leg of the last 16. And we've been drawn against Montpellier, managed by Wayne Rooney, who was obviously a big rival of ours when he was managing Celtic. And also, we've already played them this season in the UEFA Super Cup, which we won pretty comfortably. We ended the last episode after a comfortable 5-1 victory with a very injury-hit squad against Celtic. We then followed up with a 4-2 victory at home against Hearts. We beat Falkirk 2-0 in the Scottish Cup. We won 4-2 at home against Dunfermline, 2-0 against Hibs, comfortable 6-0 win against Falkirk in the league, 4-0 against Aberdeen in the league. The first leg against Montpellier, we won 3-2. We were 2-0 up at half-time. They pulled 2 goals back to level it up early in the second half. And then we got a third just before the hour. Cochise completing his hat-trick to give us a 3-2 aggregate lead going into the home leg. And then in the most recent game, we won 6-0 away from home against Spartans in the Scottish Cup quarter-final, which has seen us through to the semi-final, where we're going to play either Rangers or Kilmarnock in that semi-final. What you can see from those recent games is Cochise has really turned up and scored a lot of goals recently. We went through a spell in December and January where Cameron Holmes scored a load of goals, which we needed with Simoesh having been out for most of the season. He's only played 6 games at this point. Cochise has then come on in February and March and picked up the mantle and scored a load of goals as well. As far as the league is concerned, we are 22 points clear with 27 points left to play for. Well clear at the top now, so it is only a matter of time before we get that 10th title in a row. We are still dominating the player ratings. Mikey Moore's come in and being the best player in the league. Cameron Holm stepping up big time with the injury to Pedro Simoesh, has got 22 goals in the league this season to be top goal scorer so far. And we've kept 15 clean sheets in 29 games, which goes a long way to why we've got a plus 96 goal difference after 29 games. So now the attention turns to the second leg against Montpellier. As we said, we've only played them twice now in the first leg where we won 3-2. We beat them in the Super Cup as well. Obviously, we had a bit of a battle with Wayne Rooney when he was Celtic manager. He didn't like things we said at the time as well. So it's a bit of a rivalry. But hopefully, despite the fact that we still have these 3 players with the damaged cruciate ligaments that haven't got back into actual first-team football yet, hopefully we've got enough to see us through this second leg. We had a bit of an issue with recording the match again, the second leg against Montpellier, so we'll just have a look at the goals. As far as the team selection is concerned, we're obviously still missing Alvarez, who's completely out. Duffy failed a fitness test. Simoesh wasn't ready for a fitness test. Despite that, he was unhappy that he wasn't involved in the squad. Rajkovic had picked a bit of a knock so wasn't fully fit. So we went with Bondarenko at left back, and then we went with the front four of Cochise wide right, Kerr wide left, with Mikey Moore in behind Cameron Holm, who has shown this season that he's certainly a worthy replacement for Simowish while he's injured. We had quite a few chances early on. It looked like we were going to not make the most of them. Kerr scores with a bit of a deflected effort from a throw in there. And then early in the second half, Bondarenko intercepts the ball, plays it to Kerr, who squares it first time, and Cameron Holm, between the two defenders, steers it home. There was a VAR check, but he was well onside. Cochise with a throw. Rackler back to Cochise. It works its way onto Bordes, whose first time ball is turned home first time by Cochise to put us 3-0 up on the night. And then Cochise with a throw. Rackler back to Cochise. He drifts infield, gets to the D, bends it round the defender with the keeper not being able to see it, and puts us 4-0 up. And then the fifth, Ash down the line. Rackler finds Lacam on 20 yards out. Shot's too powerful for the keeper. Gives us a 5-0 victory on the night. Makes it 8-2, comfortable victory on aggregate. And we're through to the quarterfinals. Time for our last game in March before the international break against Kilmarnock. We've played one game since the second leg against Montpellier, which we won in the league. What it means is we are 22 points clear at the top of the table with 24 points to play for. So it means if we go and beat Kilmarnock at home in this league game, we will have secured that 10th league title in a row. If we manage to somehow draw or lose this game, it will then depend on what Rangers do tomorrow as to whether we wrap up the title. But hopefully we've got enough about us to see off Kilmarnock. We are starting to get players back from injury as well. So Duffy and Simowish are now fit enough to be on the bench. Alvarez is now a couple of weeks away from coming back at left back. So we're going to stick with Bondarenko at left back. The only other change from the game, this second leg against Montpellier, is that Rajkovic has come back in the number 10 role. Mikey Moore's gone to the left and Alan Kerr's dropped down to the bench. All right, Luciano with an early free kick. Goes for goal, hits the corner of bar and post. It goes over. Probably a bit ambitious to be shooting from there. Cochise with a throw. Rackler goes down in the box. The referee's given a penalty. Seemed a bit of a soft one. But it's been given. Cameron Holmes stepping up to take it, sends the keeper the wrong way, just slides it into the right hand side of the goal, puts us 1-0 up and well on our way to securing this 10th league title in a row. Passes it in, keeper's gone the wrong way, easy enough. And also takes us to a plus 100 goal difference for the season. We've hit the post. Bondarenko goes from distance, but over the top there now. Right, Luciano back to Bordes, across to Skafidis, over the top. Bender tries to cut it out. They've managed to somehow just clear it only as far as Mikey Moore, whose effort the keeper had no chance with, and if it had been a touch lower, would have been the second goal of the game. Bordes to Amrani. Bordes to Rackler. Passes it into Rajkovic in the midfield. Drifts past a couple of defenders. His shot takes a huge deflection. He was going for completely the other side of the goal, and it beats the keeper. So Rackler just passes it into Rajkovic. He just drifts forward. He looks like he's going to bend it into the far corner. Takes a big deflection, and the spin takes it past the keeper. Right, Bondarenko into the box, lifts it up towards the back post. Headed clear, Amrani picks it up. Bondarenko in behind his man. And he just didn't dip enough. It dipped onto the roof of the net rather than dipping into the back of the net. Amrani into the box to Luciano. Lifts it to the back post. Mikey Moore heads down. 3-0. And let's get the title winning party started. So Luciano just drifts towards the byline, dinks it up to the back post. Moore unmarked there. Keeper had no chance. That's 3-0. Free kick for them. Whipped in towards the back post. Rackler gets his head on it. Home brings it out. He's gone a long way with the ball here. Well into their half now. Goes past his man. They've gone back to the keeper. And then they've gone long. Bordes wins it. Rackler. Back to Bordes. Amrani with space to move into it on the right. Driving towards the byline. Cross up to the back post. Moore pulls it back to Ash. He smashes home. And that's 4-0. And we're going to win this title in style. So Amrani, deep cross. Moore takes a touch and lifts it across. Ash takes one touch, then from the corner of the 6-yard box, it might have got a bit of a deflection there past the keeper. But that's 4-0 after just over half an hour. Right, Amrani with a throw. Ash. Amrani into Bordes. Amrani again, bombing down that right-hand side. Crosses another one to the back post. Moore doesn't get his head on it. Bondarenko just lifts it straight over to the back post. Jordan Ash gets up, heads home, but he might have been offside there. And yeah, it's been disallowed. We've been pretty successful from balls into the box. They headed that one clear. Bondarenko just lifts it in first time, but Ash was just in front of the last man. And there we are, half time. Really impressive first half. We've stopped them from having a shot. We're 4-0 up. Really just a party atmosphere. Celebrating the title victory. And obviously we're in a really strong position so that we can hopefully in the second half bring Simmerwesh and Duffy on and reintegrate them into the team after their serious injuries. Right, they've gone long with a throw. Rackler heads it back. Valem. Out to Bordes. Rajkovic on to Ash. Back the centre half again. Moving the ball well nicely. Rackler with loads of time on the ball here. Wide to Bondarenko. They seem to have just dropped deep to try and remove any space, but the ball over the top. Rajkovic is through. Volleys past the keeper. We're going to get another VAR review to see whether he was onside or not here. And it's been disallowed. Skifidis into Luciano, takes a touch and then just lifts it over the defenders. He'd just gone just a fraction too early and he probably didn't need to either. Bondarenko with a throw. Rajkovic into home. Gone back to Bondarenko. Rackler. Bordes with time. Amrani with time and space. Ash. Cross into the box looking for home. Gets his head on it. It hits the woodwork. And they've managed to clear it. And now they're counter-attacking. But we've given away a free kick. Just to slow it down. Right, a free kick for them. Lifted over towards the back post. They've headed down. They've got it in the box. We've surely won the ball there. Bordes surely won the ball, but the referee seems to have given a penalty. And VAR's confirmed the penalty. This will be their first shot of the game. And he's tried to dink it down the middle and Valem's caught it. We've made a couple of changes. We've brought on Duffy, we've brought on Simmerwesh to give them some time back in the first team. Now that they're back from injury. Right, Rackler with the corner. Goes towards the back post. It's headed clear. And they've got the ball and now they're breaking. We've got a lot of players back. Bondarenko, gets it Luciano onto Duffy, finds Turnbull wide to Jordan Ash, gets towards the byline. In the end, drifts inside. His shot takes a deflection. Luciano onto Bondarenko, goes from distance, and the keeper somewhat unconvincingly shuffles it behind for a corner. Rackler's going to take that. Goes towards the near post. It's headed up in the air and away. Amrani with the throw. Duffy. Back to Amrani. Getting a lot of joy down this right-hand side. Amrani into Ash in the box. Comes back to Amrani. He drifts inside. Has a go with his left foot. And it finds the bottom corner. 5-0 now. And it's far too easy. Amrani into Ash. He goes back to Amrani. He drifts inside. Takes a couple of touches in the box. Just swings his left foot at it. And it finds its way into the bottom corner. And there we go. Full time, 5-0. And we are champions. We've sealed it at our own ground. We're getting presented with the trophy. And that's a new record in Scottish football. The first time a team have won 10 successive top division titles, taking the record away from Rangers and Celtic with that 9 in a row. And now the end of the save is nigh. And there we have it, the end of another episode, and we're rapidly hurtling towards the end of this save. This season's been outstanding so far. Obviously, we've just, as we've seen, completed that 10 in a row. We've already won the UEFA Super Cup, and we've already won the Scottish League Cup. And we're still in 2 cup competitions. We're in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, where we've been drawn against Rangers. And we're in the Champions League quarterfinals, where we've been drawn against Wolfsburg. So hopefully we can make a good effort at winning those 2 trophies in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.